Clean house, clean heart. It's not just about who left. It's about what you do now that the room is clean. Picture this. You clear out a toxic garden full of weeds, but if you don't plant new seeds, the weeds come right back. Some of you remove the people, but you haven't replaced the patterns. You haven't replaced the old voices with God's word. You haven't filled the empty time with productive routines. You haven't built new boundaries, new standards, new identity. This is where most people fall back. They cut the rope, but they stay standing on the same cliff. Today is about walking off the ledge and into the next chapter of who you are becoming. Write this down. I'm building a life where the past version of me can't survive. Let's talk about who you used to be. When you were surrounded by toxic people, you were adjusting yourself daily, laughing at jokes that weren't funny, nodding at advice that didn't align with your spirit, saying yes when your soul was screaming no, playing small because someone else feared your light. Toxic environments train you to be a lesser version of yourself. Now that they're gone, it's time to reintroduce yourself to you. Who are you without the influence? Who are you when you're not shape-shifting to survive? Who are you when you stop living to avoid conflict and start living with conviction? The answer isn't in another relationship. It's not in a new job or a new city. It's in your soul. Your spirit. Your God-given design. Let's get practical. The moment you remove a person, you free up emotional real estate. But if you don't guard it with discipline, your mind will invite familiar chaos right back in. The enemy doesn't always send new people. Sometimes he sends old ones with a different script just to see if you've really changed. That's why you must rebuild with intention, not out of emotion. Not out of loneliness. Not out of boredom. Out of purpose. Start with structure. Create a morning routine that locks in your mind before the world touches it. Set spiritual boundaries. Protect your prayer time, worship, and word. Else like this, it's oxygen. Get serious about your environment. Clean your space, change your music, shift your inputs. Reevaluate your goals. Are they rooted in purpose or in proving someone wrong? You're not rebuilding to be petty. You're rebuilding to be powerful. Let me remind you. Before God blesses, he separates. He separated Abraham from his family. He separated Moses from Pharaoh's palace. He separated David from Saul. He separated Jesus from the crowd. Separation is preparation. You're not being punished, You're being positioned. And here's what most people miss. God doesn't just want to take you away from what was toxic. He wants to give you something sacred in its place. But He won't build His promise on top of polluted ground. Now that they're gone, your standards must rise. This is not just about saying no to people. It's about saying yes to values. Let me be blunt. If they don't respect your faith, they don't get access. If they mock your discipline, they don't belong in your circle. If they only show up for drama but disappear during your growth, they don't get a seat. If they cost you peace, they're too expensive. You're not lonely. You're in alignment. And alignment doesn't feel like company. It feels like clarity. If this message is speaking to you right now, if you know deep down that God is calling you to build something they can't come back to, then pause right now and do two things. Drop this in the comments. I'm building a life they can't come back to. Like this video. Subscribe if you're serious about this journey. Share this with someone who just let go of the wrong people and needs to know what's next. This isn't just a message. This is your blueprint for the next level. Environment is everything. Now that you've removed the people, take inventory of your spaces. What's on your walls? What's in your playlists? What voices do you allow through your headphones? What notifications show up on your phone first thing in the morning? You can't rebuild a new life while living in the same atmosphere that fed your old pain. Clean your environment like you're preparing for purpose to walk in the room. You've made space. Now fill it with people who are going where you're going, not people who keep pulling you back to where you were. You need people in your life who pray when you're tired, correct you with love, not shame, push you when you want to quit, speak life, not drama. Don't just celebrate your wins, they challenge your habits. If the only thing you share with someone is your past, you don't need to keep bringing them into your future. You're not being judgmental, you're being wise. And wise people choose edification over entertainment. You've cut them off. Don't open the door again. Here's why. The same energy that drained you before will drain you again. Don't let time, nostalgia, or loneliness rewrite history. Remember why you had to walk away. The door you locked in obedience should not be reopened in weakness. Let me say it plain. If someone walks out of your life because you chose peace over chaos, growth over gossip, purpose over popularity, They weren't your people. They were your lesson. Let them stay in the past where they belong. Yes, walking away can feel painful. Yes, you'll miss parts of the connection. But don't confuse missing a memory with needing the person. You're allowed to feel sad and still stand strong. Let the guilt go. You don't owe anyone access to a healed version of you when they couldn't respect you at your lowest. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Transformation doesn't happen without disruption. You can't renew your mind while dragging relationships that were tied to the old one. You're not cold. You're not bitter. You're focused. This is where you get practical and personal. Open your journal and answer these questions. What kind of relationships do I want to build going forward? What values are non-negotiable for the people I keep around me? What did I tolerate before that I now see as unacceptable? What boundaries do I need to create to guard my energy, mind, and spirit? How will I recognize healthy connection going forward? This is how you shift from reaction to construction. You're not just removing what's broken. You're writing the blueprint for what's whole. Let's pause right now. Say this out loud. I do not owe access to anyone who cost me peace. I do not apologize for healing. I am rebuilding with intention, not emotion. I'm done leaving the door cracked for dysfunction. This is your new language. This is your inner programming. This is how transformation sticks. You can't heal in silence and then speak the same old defeat out loud. Use your mouth to build the world your heart believes in. Oh, they will. Not always out of love. Sometimes out of curiosity. Sometimes out of boredom. Sometimes because they see the light in you again. Let me give you the response you need. I'm not mad at you. I just built something you no longer fit into. You're not bitter. You're just not for sale anymore. Your time, your energy, your peace, they are too valuable. So when they call, when they text, when they post something just to see if you'll respond, remember this. Growth doesn't need permission. And progress doesn't apologize. You were caught in a loop with the wrong people for too long. Loop of drama. Loop of self-doubt. Loop of starting over every few months. But now that they're gone, you're not just building peace. You're building a legacy. Your mindset shift will inspire your children. Your boundaries will teach others how to walk in strength. Your story will be someone else's survival guide. You are not the same. You're building something that the old version of you couldn't have imagined. Keep building. You've come too far to play small now. The hardest part, cutting them off, is done. Now comes the best part. You're stepping into your assignment. You're building without noise. You're growing in silence. You're surrounding yourself with purpose. Let them wonder. Let them talk. Let them think you've changed. Because you have. You're not who you used to be. You're stronger. Sharper. Wiser. Spiritually locked in. And your future? Untouchable to anything you left behind. Drop this in the comments. I'm building a life they can't come back to. Like the video. Subscribe if you're serious about growth. Share with someone who just made the hard decision to walk away and needs this next step. This is day 12 of 365. You didn't just remove the past. You're constructing the future. Let's keep building. Let's keep growing. We're not done yet. Let's go.